What's up, everybody? Adam here. Found a beautiful piece of property that I'm going to call home here over the next few years. So basically it's 15 acres, about an hour outside, well, about 45 minutes from the nearest airport and an hour outside the nearest city. So anyways, looking at the back half of the property here right now. But as you can see, it's wide open. No trees to cut down or anything like that. And I'd say this is probably about 6 acres of the property. So I'm going to take you guys around front and show you the front half of the property. This actually used to be an old farm. It's got a 12,000 square foot chicken house on it that came with the property. The front half of the property has a mobile home from 1976 on it. And it's pretty run down, so I'm thinking I'm just going to have to tear that down, grab a dumpster and remove it myself. It did have some power to it, but I guess over the years they disconnected it, and it looks like the power pole's actually been cut down. I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. But yeah, so it's a pretty exciting move for me. Yeah, I'm not sure how this audio is going to turn out on the golf cart, but we'll give it a shot. And I'm really hoping this will give me the space I need to do the things I want to do. Now, part of the deal I got for this property being fairly reasonable, I actually made a deal with the current owner, or the seller, that I would help them clean up some of the property. They got some metal laying around. Believe they did some scrapping at some point in their life. So I'm going to help them clean up their remaining property that they're keeping in efforts to bring that cost down. Here's the mobile home. And you can see here the electricity pole that snapped at one point or another. I've also agreed to move this covered carport, so I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. I've agreed to move that to their property that they're keeping. As you can see, I already got a dumpster here, starting some of the cleanup work. It's taking a lot longer than I thought, but it'll all be worth it in the end. So let me take you inside this mobile home. Yeah, so you can already tell it's not in great shape. Got floor rot, exposed wires. But apparently this home was built in 1976. It's probably seen better days. But anyways, yeah, it was at first glance from the outside, I thought it might be able to be salvaged and make a great, mother-in-law suite or temporary home on the property while I built. That's not going to happen. This place is too far gone. It's been without power for quite some time. You can smell the mold and rot. But that's a dilapidated 1976 mobile home. I already got a dumpster completely full from crap just on the property. Let me take you to the back half of the property. Now, believe it or not, I actually tried to find some property in town, or in the city I live in. Unfortunately, everything was just way overpriced, so made the decision to come out here. It's not very convenient as far as shopping, grocery stores, and that kind of thing goes. So I'll go over some pros and cons on one of these videos about country living versus city living. And if you're thinking about making that same transition, I'll go over some pros and cons and what to look for when purchasing a property out in the country. I'm not sure if I did it completely right. Time will tell on that, but at least you can see some of the mistakes I've made and some pointers that I've got when doing this transition, at least when buying the property. So right behind the mobile home, there's some overgrown grass, but at one time or another, I believe in the 80s, this was actually an actual chicken farm. So there's a 12,000 square foot chicken farm, or chicken house on the property, I should say. And believe it or not, it's got an insulated roof. So I think I'm going to be able to use this as some type of storage. Let me turn it around here. So I think I'm going to be able to use this for some type of storage. It does have power, although it doesn't work. I believe the previous owner said when they flip the breaker on, the power grounds out. Not a big deal, we'll figure that out and get that. So one of the first things I got to do with this property is establish the fence line. I want to make sure that my neighbors and myself know where my property starts and where it stops. That way I can build where I want to build, and there's no issues down the road. Other thing I got to do is I've got to hold up my end of the bargain with the folks I bought this property from, help them clean up their land. I got to move a covered porch over to their side of the property and remove a 1976 mobile home. All fun times. So yeah, got 15 acres. Going to make this my new home. And if you like this kind of stuff, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and follow along with me as we go from town to country.